Okay, welcome. State of the game, 2nd of February. Every time we start the stream, I'm like, I have to check the date before we go live because it's always like, oh, I don't know what the date is.
Somehow I was convinced we're the 1st of February today, but we are not. We are actually the 2nd.
It's 2/2/17.
Crazy.
State of the game.
All right.
This feels natural. We're back like, I'm relaxed. Just the two of us. Romantic state of the game.
Not that we don't like Frederick, but...
No, it's nice having Frederick here, don't get me wrong, or Drew, or, someone else. But, like, I feel like, we could talk to the community in a little bit more of a romantic...
Enjoy reading the chat comments, because they're always so nice. All these kind of things.
They're always so nice. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right.
Did I cross the line already?
I couldn't tell if you, like, threw out, like, a lot of kappas with that, but...
No.
Whatever. You guys are you guys relaxed enough and chill enough to go through some patch notes and things for PTS3?
I have a lot to talk about.
So here's what's going to happen. I haven't even seen these patch notes yet because Yannick's been hiding away, typing furiously and chasing people, I guess, with a hammer.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
To get these patch notes, and I've been here setting up this thing, which is always fun, but. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the patch notes. So I'm going to be finding out patch notes the same time as you guys. So it throws me back to times when people are like, oh, that guy on the stream, he's always faking his reaction to things, like to, the nerd.
The nerd.
The nerd is doing that. And the mastermind over here.
The alpha.
Anyway, it's totally legit. I don't know the patch notes and all of that, and we'll find out some things. But there are some good news things happening downstairs in this little thing running along the bottom. 5,000 Phoenix credits. It's happening.
Yay!
It's happening. Alpha male. Yeah, that's right,
Alpha
Marco.
male. Yeah, that's true.
That's right, Marco. Also, hi. What's up, man? Okay, so there is a maintenance happening right now on the PTS. We had a maintenance earlier on the live game. Yeah. Did anything happen on was it just a regular maintenance this morning?
Yeah, this morning was just a regular maintenance.
Okay.
Nothing special.
We have to focus on PTS type things.
Yes,
and
yes. Some people have been asking why do we still do these regular maintenances when we are not fixing anything on the game. Keep in mind that we have a lot of servers running. There's a lot of things that need to be done in the background in terms of database and all this kind of stuff. So it's always your average just clean up maintenance weekly thing that we're trying to do every week. And sometimes we manage to squeeze in some bug fixes or some balancing things in there. But the norm is that we need to do a maintenance for all the background stuff. The norm is not the game changes, actually, with the weekly maintenance. So we will always do a weekly maintenance no matter what, and then sometimes there are actually changes. Yeah,
I did also this is off topic, but on topic. Matt,
Nico, that's backwards.
What is it if it's that way? Is that Russia?
Russia's
like...
No, Russia is not like that.
Anyway.
But that's fine. I appreciate the attempt.
Matt now has a command in chat, which is Supersonic Cabinet Master, which I feel like needs some explaining. Matt did do a stint on US television as an expert cabinet maker.
Yep.
You were that podcast did run. But the better one is !Gabe if you want the best wallpaper in the world.
Yes. People are saying that we need to boost my mic, apparently. Peter.
We could boost it a tiny bit.
I count on you. Which one is which?
He's 3. Just like a millimeter.
I'm 3. Apparently I'm 3.
A millimeter. Don't do it too much or we'll get some...
Yeah, because we have 1. No, that's 2. We have 1,
2. They should be muted. Anyway,
and
come on, guys. Oh yeah, you guys got the wallpaper now. Apparently I look like a 13-year-old this week. I've aged a year since the last one when I was 12 years old. It's true though. Okay, things that are important.
Yeah, let's talk about this video game.
PTS3. We weren't sure this morning on the stream when we'd be able to put PTS3 live. Obviously, there's a maintenance on it, so it's coming very, very soon. 6 p.m. So what?
Yes.
So the maintenance should last a little bit under an hour longer. Whatever time it is for you now, the next hour 00 will be when PTS3 is live for you.
Exactly. So maybe a bit earlier. We'll see if the maintenance is actually a bit shorter, or it might take longer. It's more likely that it's going to take, or it's going to be shorter. But yeah, 6 p.m. CET. So as Hamish said, it's in 55 minutes. The PTS should open again.
Fantastic. So we'll get into the details. This is going to be a longer stream than I think we anticipated.
Yes.
Because it's going to be Yannick reads.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll tag team it. I don't know.
Yannick reads birch notes.
So he can say caractère
Caractère.
like 100 times. The very, very top level things, last stand normalization, still there or back in?
Yeah,
or
it's still there.
All right, cool. Survival is available now.
Yes, and we need testing.
We do need testing.
We need testing on survival, so go there. Stop changing cameras, Peter. I'm confused when I'm pointing finger. Go there. You there. Go test survival on the PTS if you have access to the PTS.
There are, correct me if I'm wrong, there are some changes to the way survival works. Matthew was saying that there's some of the resources have been shifted around in their locations to make various spawns a bit more fair.
Yeah.
If you solo PvP queue, you will always be solo.
Yeah.
You won't be match made into multiple, like it used to work before where some of the spots in a match would be filled with solo players. You will never have that happen anymore, which is cool.
Yeah.
So this teamers thing that was a thing will never happen. And also, if you do enter a session solo PvP, you will not be able to group with another person.
Yes.
Also, from memory, downstate will require a med kit to be spent for you to be upped again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Did I miss anything?
No,
I think that's
no. So that's not a change, but there's another reason why we want you guys to test survival. It's basically we want to make sure that you guys, although there is last stand and we need testing on last stand, it's also very important that you test the PvE activities as well. Because the reason is that we've made a lot of changes in terms of character balancing, builds, and all of that, and we want to make sure that the PvE balance is not off because of all the changes we've done. So we need testing on the PvE as well. We need testing on survival because we want to make sure that the changes we are doing to armor and all these kind of things, they're not going to make, to lower survivability in survival, all these kind of things. So that's why we also need testing there.
Perfect. Guys, if you can get the chat in English for us, that would help. Lion 555 said something in Russian, and then 5,000. Duh. That's, yes, 5,000. But
didn't know you speak Russian.
I do.
Amazing.
Niet. That's about it.
Amazing.
I know. I try my best. And then something else in Russian. Anyway, guys, please keep it in English because you're probably saying something either offensive or hilarious. We can't tell unless it's in French or English. But don't use French. Keep it English so we're all on the same page.
Yes.
That wasn't awkward at all. Oh, I was going for awkward. Please.
Come on. We like to make it awkward every
time.
time.
Can we? Yeah, anyway. I'm sure that guy will get banned. I play enough Dodo to know what that means, by the way. Anyway, okay. Oh, God. Really set them off.
No, we're getting French. All right. We're just going to ignore chat until you guys cool down.
Gabe should have updated the command, so exclamation patch notes will work now. A couple of other things. The incursion is available.
The incursion is back, lost signal. So yeah, you can go and check it out and try it.
Perfect. What else have we got? Underground will not be available.
Underground is deactivated. So we have to deactivate Underground for simple reasons that we need servers to actually have survival. What happens though, for those of you who actually had a character in Underground, because we took the save from this morning maintenance. So we did a database dump this morning maintenance. So you're going to have the save of your character from this morning on the PTS. If you logged out from the Underground terminal, when you go on the PTS, it's likely that your character is going to be stuck in an infinite loading because there are no servers anymore for Underground.
Okay, how many people will that affect though?
I don't know.
Probably not many.
Not so many normally, but
if they were getting their like gear set caches and stuff.
Yeah, so if you're in this situation, but it's if you logged out from Underground in the live game this morning.
In the live game?
Yes.
All right.
What happens if this is the case for you? Unfortunately, there is no workaround. You have to delete your character or try to play with another character.
But it's a PTS.
But it's PTS, so it's not deleting your character on live. It's just on the PTS. You will not be able to use this character because it's going to be stuck on an infinite loading trying to access the Underground server, and there is no Underground server.
Yes. HE4 Talks is saying, tried entering PTS 30 minutes ago Swedish time. Well, 30 minutes ago any time is still 30 minutes ago wherever you are. But the servers were not up, and they're still not up until 6 p.m. Swedish time, or 30 minutes from now anytime, global time. Or 30 minutes from now, Swedish time as well. That's totally fine.
You lost me, but...
Well, 30 minutes ago Swedish time is 30 minutes ago anywhere time.
I don't know. It was
30 minutes ago
listening,
French time
so.
is the same as anyway.
No, French time
I
is
lost.
better.
Did I lose you? Okay.
Right.
Character templates. Can you do that one?
Character template. So yes, the character template you will have on the PTS. And when we talk about character template, that means what do you get when you create a new character? It's going to be the same as PTS2. So what that means is that you're going to get a character that is full of high-end items, but no caches. No caches. I'm confusing myself now. And so what we did is, just as like PTS2, you will find exotic caches available for free at the special equipment vendor, I believe. But last time we forgot to remove the gear set cache that was available for free in Underground. This one has been removed. The reason why we don't want you guys to have gear set caches for free is because we want you to test the last stand normalization with your build as it is on the live game. We don't want you to, we need to test the normalization with different kind of builds, not only min-max builds. So we don't want you to just directly go min-max and then go in last stand. We want you to go there with your normal build and see how normalization works.
And it's also really good to be able to get a read on what that day one entry into last stand will be. Like we want to make sure that, you know, if you're jumping on a random build that you have, like, I mean, I was, for example, using my Alpha Bridge sniper build, it's different now. And you should probably start feeling what that's going to be, so we can know what happens. There was one other thing. Was there?
That's it. Patch not available on the
That's it.
forums.
Oh, no, I just wanted to reiterate, if you did, and maybe I think you did say this already, if you did buy a PC version of the game before this morning, then you will have access to the PTS. I have had that question a lot of times.
If you bought
in the
it
chat.
before we dumped the database.
Yes. So if you bought it a couple of hours ago,
I don't know what time it was. Somewhere
we don't know
during
exactly
the maintenance.
Yesterday, you're totally fine. Okay, patch notes reading time.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing.
You should.
I'm not, because that's going to take ages.
And then in French.
And then in French. No, so the patch notes are available on the forums now, so you can go there. So there should be a link in
exclamation
chat.
patch notes should do it. Also exclamation perch notes. Gabe, I hope you updated that one as well.
Perch notes.
Perch notes. Yes, PTS3 will be available today.
I was
in
trying to
about
read the comment,
40
but I
minutes.
didn't have time.
Well, I don't know. The next hour.
So we went with a similar format to what we did last time, which means that they look very long because there's a lot of text trying to explain the changes and why we are doing that. So in reality, it's not as many changes as the length kind of implies, but there are still quite a bunch. So should I go through everything, or how do you want to do that?
I'm going to leave it up to you, man. I've got nowhere to be. I'm
right.
cool.
Well,
I'll be here all night.
I'll start.
Read to me, Yannick.
When it's too much, you tell me. So starting with last stand, I'm not going to read the justifications, but unless we want to talk about it. So the first part actually was we had a lot of feedback about down state in last stand, that it would take too long to actually finish off players in down state, which means that you would tend to still be in close range combat because you want to finish them off in melee. So what we are going to try in this PTS is in last stand only, we are reducing the health of down players by 50%.
Great.
So it's going to be twice faster to finish off a player that's down.
Cool.
Something we try, we'll see that changes the dynamic of combat. Next thing.
No, I like that. Okay. I just noticed today when I was like sniping people and they go down, and then I have to like shoot them like 3 or 4 more times with a sniper rifle to kill them.
Yeah.
So I'm good with this.
The next one is more of a kind of quality of life thing in last stand, but now when you die in last stand, you will always respawn with 5 medkits directly. So you always have full medkits when you respawn.
Nice.
The next one is we've reduced the health of skill proxies in last stand only, again this is last stand only, by 50%. So that means that your support station, your turret and your SEEKR mine have 50% less health, so they are twice faster to kill.
Cool.
So that's also just to make sure that you don't end up with skills that are just unkillable or whatever. Make it a bit easier
some tanky
for
turrets out there.
players to actually control the skills of the enemies.
Great.
In terms of normalization, so what did we do with the normalization? So there's a new version that is going to be that is implemented in this PTS. It's basically, I mean, it's based off the previous one, so it's not completely drastic, but there are a few changes. The first one is obviously the armor damage mitigation, which was hard set at 70%.
Too much.
In the last PTS, which was way too much. Now it's halved, so it's 35%. So every player, as soon as you jump into last stand, no matter what's your armor value, you will get 35% armor damage mitigation.
Gonna try snipers tomorrow. Fantastic.
Which means bullet damage are going to do more. No, bullets are going to do more damage, which should bring them more on par with skills. So should help a bit with the skill power meta that we've seen in PTS2 also. Armor will now respect talents and skill buffs. So before, the armor would not be, if you had any talent or skill buff that should increase your armor, it would not be increased because it was hard set at 70%, which was the cap. Now it's at 35%, but it can be affected by talents and skill buffs. Major and minor bonuses are no longer normalized and apply as in normal gameplay. So what that means is the bonuses that were, what was it, health, skill power, and weapon damage, we said were normalized and were all unified in normalization. Now they're not anymore. So now it's the value, no matter what you have on your item, it's going to be the value you have. So basically there is no more normalization on stats. The reason being is that we saw that what happened is that people basically just ignored these because they were basically divided by 10, I think, and went for the ones that were not normalized. So we might as well just not normalize any of them. We'll try it that way, see how that evolves. Keep in mind, this is just a new iteration. We will see how that goes and then make changes again if needed. And now the last thing with normalization is that now we're also going to normalize all the weapon stats, all the weapon bonuses. So stuff like headshot damage on marksman rifle, stagger on shotgun, all of that is going to be set to the maximum, no matter which weapon you have.
Cool. That's really good.
So no more RNG in headshot damage or whatever in your weapons.
That's really good, actually.
Okay, what else do we have with last?
We'll tag team this.
All right.
All right.
So this is still last stand. We're talking about.
Oh, but you finish last stand, and then.
Oh, should I finish last stand?
Then I'll do the next.
All right.
One. All right.
With last stand, changes to personal score, so to the score that you can get as a player. So we, so basically the idea with these personal score changes is we want to bring it more on par between people that will do pure PvP in last stand and people that will more partake in PvE kind of activities like killing NPCs and all that. We want to make sure that if you contribute to your team's success by not killing other players, but actually like going to farm NPCs and all of that, we want to make sure that this is just as fair and you can get points as well and get as many points as you would if you do PvP.
Great.
So to do that, what we did is reduce the amount of score earned from additive kill marks, so like headshots, low health, explosive, etc. Cool. So basically, yeah, all the assists and all that. Reduce the amount of, sorry, I'm reading that in the same time, of score earned from the assist. So what I said before was not the assist, was the additive marks, but then the second one is the assist. So when you're assisting another player, you'll get a bit less score than you used to in PTS2.
Cool.
And also reduce the amount of score earned from healing teammates also. So all of these should also kind of bring all kind of activities more on par with each other. That's the idea. Then the other one, I'm going to have to read it because I can't explain it properly. The mercy rule. So the mercy rule is the thing that triggers during the game. And that allows you to, you know, spawn at different, spawn at better locations and everything. Tune the mercy rule to begin activating when there are 8 minutes left in a match and there is more than 7,500 points spread.
Okay.
The mercy rule will also now differ, triggering if the losing team is currently scoring at a rate equal to or greater than the winning team. So that means if the losing team is actually catching up, then the mercy rule will not spawn.
Okay.
No,
but yeah, if you're way behind and you got no hope,
exactly.
Get me out of here.
So that's small tweaks. And the last one for last stand, it's basically we've moved around some of the spawn locations to avoid, because there was an issue where people will just spawn camp push until the spawn location of the enemy team, and then just like camp there and kill them as soon as they would spawn.
Yeah.
So what we did with that is now we've updated the spawn logic. And basically we made it available, or we will make other spawn areas available if you're actually in this situation.
Cool.
So there's a bit of a threat mechanic now that if people are camping your spawn area, new spawns are going to become available so you can avoid them.
Yep. Thanks, Marco. No, but seriously, thanks. That was, people asked so much during the week, have you seen Marco's video? Yes, and it was great. And I saw people in chat asking about it before. We're switching?
Right. Your turn. Yeah, apparently we're doing that.
I got it.
Okay, what is it?
Okay. I haven't read this, so I mean, like, you have a leg up on me in that you've read these, so, all right. I might end up reading things that are entirely boring. To avoid having to add extra health specifically to last stand.
You're reading the whole thing. Okay.
No, I mean, I'm just going to see where we're going.
The bullet points are the actual changes.
All right. Do you guys want the whole thing? No, let's do the bullet points. PvP damage modifier reduced by 21% from 0.58 to 0.46, applying to Dark Zone and Last Stand game mode. All right. This is specifically bullet damage?
Yeah.
This is not the skill
It's not
modifier.
the skill
There are
damage
two modifiers.
It's
right.
This one is the bullet damage.
All right, cool. Medkit cooldown reduced back to its initial value of 12 seconds instead of 15 seconds. I like this.
Yeah, that one was mostly because, we increased the medkit cooldown to 15% because we made a lot of changes to medkits, made them more valuable and everything. So we wanted to kind of also change the rhythm, make sure people cannot heal too much in PvP combat. But this is one of these changes that also had an impact on PvE, that made the PvE experience worse and did not change as much in PvP as we thought it would. So we decided to revert that and go back to the initial value of medkit cooldown, which is 12 seconds.
Exactly. Players now able to reload again while sprinting. So that's reverted.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, obviously that was very unpopular. Some people liked it because, yes, it also helped because you could reload while sprinting from cover to cover, all these kind of things. So it was a bit more of a cover gameplay. But overall, it was just very unpopular, and we were not very happy with the way it was done in the game. So
yeah, all damage resilience has now been capped at 60%.
yes.
All right, so that's
So that's
Should we explain that? Because there's
because you have two things normally. You have damage mitigation and damage resilience. The damage mitigation comes from your armor. The damage resilience comes from all the damage reduction skills and talents and these kind of things. And you could cap damage resilience by using a bunch of stuff, by using a smart cover and then some talents or whatever, and go up to 90% damage resilience, which led to very, very high or very low damage. And yes, to answer to chat, this is something that Marco highlighted in his video, for example.
Yeah. To that end, I also in chat, no, we don't listen to only Marco.
No.
There's been crazy amounts of feedback on the forums, which is where we get most of our feedback from.
Yes.
So no, it's not.
It's not
I just wanted to give Marco a shout out because it was a really cool video.
Yeah.
That's all.
But we're not doing it just for Marco. But yes, but the end result was that you could pretty easily cap or reach the cap of damage resilience, which was 90%. We've now changed the cap to 60%, which means that no matter what, you're never going to get more than 60% of damage reduction anyway from this damage resilience. And that's not the only change. That's the one that's listed here, but we also tweaked some of the damage resilience bonuses, like from smart cover and everything. We lowered them. So basically, you're going to have to work to really reach this cap.
Okay, weapons. Provident. The last bullet of magazine deals 10% more damage instead of 60.
Yeah. The issue here being that Provident only exists on legacy weapons.
Yes.
And in Last Stand, you can use legacy weapons, and they're leveled up to, or they're boosted to 256 gear score. So Provident becomes an issue. So we are basically just nerfing Provident because it was an issue. And yes, I guess some people will be asking about SMGs, crit chance, legacy SMGs. That's also something that we're monitoring, and we may do something about it. It's not in PTS3.
Cool. The Caduceus is one of the interesting ones because it was kind of moving into that must-pick realm, but it's now going to be tailored more towards the skill builds. So a couple of bullets on that. There's a 0.2 second cooldown between each Caduceus heal proc, so you can't stack it in your group like like crazy. And the unique talent now heals for 1% of the user's skill power instead of 1% of the receiver's health.
Yeah. Cool. So that means that when you're a high skill power healer or something, you should actually deal some pretty good heal with the Caduceus.
Cool. The stagger on the Medved has been reduced. That was a little bit too much. And the Tenebrae, the talent now has a 10-second cooldown. The Tenebrae is the one where it's weak points, right? Weak points. Cool. All right, the Historian has received some changes.
Yeah.
So where I said that the Caduceus is now going to be more the skill powery assault rifle, the Historian is moving away from that skill power realm. And if you've read the forum post from yesterday, we kind of talked a little bit how it's going to be moving towards firearms, but specifically the explosive damage will now equal 500% of the user's firearms.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Well, it sounds like a lot. I mean, we have to obviously look at what that equates to, but...
Yeah, values can always be tweaked, but yeah, the idea is just that now this is actually a pure damage-dealing weapon where if you want it to be good, and you'll see it's pretty weird because the base damage of the weapon is extremely low, so don't freak out when you see an Historian on PTS3. You might end up with a base damage of 150 or something, not 150k, 150, because the damage is going to be dealt with the explosion and the talent. And this scales with firearms. So if you want it to be good and do a lot of damage, you're going to have to increase your firearms as much as possible and all these kind of things.
500% of the user's firearms, if you're rocking, 4790, 5 times that. I'm not going to math, I'm going to say 5K. That's 5,000.
Are you trying to do the math now?
25,000, a little bit under 25,000. So, I mean, you're still investing, about that much, about 5,000. So it sounds, 25K extra damage, unless you really pump it up. Yeah, I said 25,000, 23,950. All right, there you go. It sounds like a lot because I think what people hear is, it was 20% of skill power. I think that were like
power,
electronics.
Yeah, not electronics, skill power.
Firearms. Okay,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So, and again, don't fixate on the 500%. That's a value that can always be tweaked.
Yeah.
Try it on the PTS and tell us if it's too strong or if it's not strong enough. We can always look at that.
All right. Not going to do the math, does the math anyway. I mean, it didn't do it accurately.
RIP skill builds, but that's the issue. The problem with the Historian as it was in PTS2 was that first skill power was the meta, and you would increase your skill power to have very powerful skills, and on top of that you had a weapon that was getting more powerful the more skill power you had. So what happened is that you were a damage dealer with skills and with weapon.
Yeah, so
that was just
it didn't make sense that the best way to get the most weapon damage was to specialize into skill power. It was the best firearm scaling that didn't relate to firearms.
Yeah.
Also, you made Yannick angry, so
I'm not.
I'm not angry.
I'm not hungry. What?
I promise. Back to you.
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh, so I start with the bummer. Gear sets. Let's talk about gear sets. MDR is still underpowered. Maybe we need to look at that. It's not in there though. SEEKR. So yes, SEEKR. We said that yesterday already, I think, in the post. But yes, we are removing SEEKR from the game. The reason being that we tried the first version in PTS1, was broken. We tried the second version in PTS2. Was a bit better, but was still kind of meh. So we're just removing it for now, and we'll focus on making the rest better, and we'll bring back the SEEKR at a later point. So it's removed from PTS, but also removed from update 1.6. It's not coming with update 1.6.
Yeah, so it was fun while it lasted, but there'll be other opportunities to introduce it. But it needs to be right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't introduce a set that's
absolutely
not gonna work.
The other change we're doing is Reclaimer. So with Reclaimer, basically the only change we're doing with Reclaimer is we are lowering the support station range bonus on Reclaimer. So, but there's a tweak to that.
Yeah.
Because we're also, I'm spoiling the next part, but we're also increasing the range of the support station.
Yeah.
So basically what we did in PTS2, we lowered the range of the support station, which ended up in the support station not being so good anymore because you couldn't be as mobile as you would want to be, and all of that. So what we're doing is we're boosting the range of the support station again, but therefore we are lowering the range bonus of the Reclaimer so that it doesn't become completely overkill. The end result is, so it's a 30% range increase instead of 50%.
Cool.
The end result is that combining Support Station plus Reclaimer now with PTS3, you will get a range of 9.75 meters, when in PTS2 you would get 9 meters. So you're still getting a better range now with Reclaimer and Support Station. But it's just that the Reclaimer bonus is smaller, but therefore the Support Station has a bigger base range. So that makes the Support Station better as a standalone skill without the Reclaimer. Should I do skills also? I feel like this was a very short
No, please keep going.
OK, skills. So we made some changes in PTS2. If you remember, we changed the way skill power has an impact on cooldowns to reduce the impact of skill power on cooldowns, basically. So what that meant, and I know that a lot of people quoted that out of context and thought that this was a stupid change, because we said that it was making cooldowns shorter when you have low skill power and longer when you have high skill power. That was compared to PTS1. That was like, cooldowns are always going to be longer if you have low skill power and shorter if you have high skill power. That's how it should be. But therefore, compared to the previous version of the PTS, the impact would be lowered. And we pushed that a bit further with PTS3. So we go in the same direction. We just push it a bit further, which means that skill power is going to have even less of an impact on your cooldown.
Yes.
So what that means is that when you have a low skill power, if you're a solo player with low skill power, for example, you compared to PTS2, your skill cooldowns are going to be a bit faster than they were in PTS2.
Good.
OK, so same as PTS2, just a bit further. We also reduced the cap, lowered the cap on skill haste. So skill haste was capped at 60%. Now we are capping it at 50%. The reason being that we don't want skill haste to become too OP either and end up with everybody having 5-second cooldown on their skills.
Sure.
Then, as far as skill changes, what have we done? Oh, there's a few.
Still more to come.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Pulse. So Pulse, what we're doing is basically Pulse was a bit too strong, especially with high skill power. And when you're in a group, your Pulse and the bonus actually affects all your group. And so when everybody ends up with crazy crit chance and crit damage, it becomes kind of OP. So we've reduced the impact of skill power on the crit chance and crit damage of the Pulse. And we are also, on Tactical Scanner, we are increasing the crit chance by 20%, and we are reducing the crit damage by 11%. Okay. So what that means is that, again, the skill is going to be a bit better balanced, a bit better when you have low skill power, but therefore not completely broken when you have high skill power.
Cool. Apparently, when you say pulse, it sounds like sausage in Danish.
Because I say pulse, not pulse. Pulse.
Great.
All right.
So you keep going.
You broke me.
Sorry, that's funny.
First aid. First aid. We're buffing first aid basically because it's underperforming, and especially for players that are not in a group or that are playing solo or whatever, that are running first aid and don't have high skill power. So we're increasing the heal by 15% on all mods. So boom, 15% more heal for everyone.
Great.
We've reduced the impact of skill power on the heal by 20%. So it's again the same idea. It's that it's going to be better when you have low skill power and you get high skill power. It doesn't become completely broken either. And the next thing is with the booster shot, the damage resilience bonus, or damage, resilience bonus is decreased from 15% to 7.5%. Yes,
I like that one.
So it's not going to, increase your resilience too much. Next one, mobile cover. The cooldown is increased by 33% on mobile cover. That's that. SEEKR Mine. So SEEKR Mine, obviously, I'm not sure there's much that can be said about SEEKR Mine. I mean, everybody knows what happened with PTS2. SEEKR Mine was reigning supreme in Last Stand, so we need to do something about that. So what did we do? Cluster. We removed the stagger effect of cluster.
Yes.
So it doesn't stagger anymore at all because it was just way too annoying in PvP.
Because rage.
because
Oh
range.
my god.
And then what we did is basically, and so that's going to have to hang in there because that's a bit of a complicated one to understand. But we reduced the explosion damage of cluster, but we increased the bleed damage.
Okay.
So the end result is that it's still a bit lower damage, but the end result is mostly that cluster goes back to its role, which was damaging multiple targets, because the bleed damage doesn't stack.
I mean, it's also good because you can get rid of that bleed with a medkit, right?
Also. But yeah, the bleed damage doesn't stack, so that means that if all your cluster are going on one target, you're going to deal less damage basically because all these bleeds are going to be wasted. Whereas if you target, or if it goes on several targets, they're all going to get the bleed. So if you, in the end, you actually dealt more damage.
Okay.
If the math adds up. But yeah, so and basically the idea is that cluster should not be like, you know, a burst kill, but just one-shots players.
Great.
That's not how it should be. It's more of a crowd thing. Sweet. And the cooldown is increased on all mods, not just cluster, by 17%.
Oh, that was my next question. Is it more just going to, if we just nerf cluster, are people going to go to the other ones? But, okay, cool.
Well, they may, because the other ones are not bad, but yeah, they all get a base cooldown increase by 17%.
Cool.
Then smart cover. So the damage resilience of smart cover, we talked about it briefly before when we talked about the resilience, is decreased by 33%.
Great.
So yeah,
I'm happy with that.
That's a lot, but that's necessary to lower the effect of resilience. We also reduce the impact of skill power on damage resilience. So you're going to need more skill power to reach very high damage resilience. And also cooldown increased by 9%. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm almost there. Sticky bomb. Sticky bomb, so that was one of the big requests from the community, especially with the SEEKR mine issue. Yeah. A lot of people were asking that the disruptor, which is the EMP mod of the sticky bomb, should not be activated with a delay because that makes it like almost impossible to, you know, anticipate the path of the other skills. Yeah. So we made it basically. Disruptor is going to be instant.
Great.
So it detonates without any delay. So you target and boom. Right. So since it's the MP1, it's going to be great against SEEKR mines and these kind of skills. Support station. So we talked about it. We increased the range of support station by 25% from 6 meters to 7.5 meters. And we also implemented a cooldown on support station, a 1 second cooldown. So normally you get a tick of heal every second. Now we implemented on a cooldown. So basically what that means is that you cannot stack support stations.
Yeah.
That means that if you have 2 support stations on top of each other, you're not going to get the heal twice. You're only going to get 1 heal.
That's good.
And then last one, the turrets. So we had to rebalance the turret a bit because it was also pretty strong, and especially
really tanky.
Yeah, and not only in PvP but also in PvE, you could end up with just like placing a turret and then letting it do all the killing for you, and not having to be moving at all or whatever. So basically, what we're doing is we are decreasing the range of the base one and the active sensor mod. We are decreasing the range from 35 meters to 25 meters. And what was it? All mods except shock. So all the mods except the shock one, obviously. Base health reduced by 25%. So they're not going to be as resistant as they used to be. And all mods, the skill power impact on health is reduced. So that's the same. You're not going to get as much health with your skill power as you used to. All right, I think you can finish it.
Finish it off. What do we got?
Woo! You're there.
I'm here.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Yay.
All right. Singular checkpoint added. But it's still going to be difficult to finish off the legendary, and you'll still be punished if you wipe on at the end. But it'll be about halfway through the mission. There will be 1 checkpoint. So I mean that's kind of good. Yeah. Added more guaranteed consumable drops on specific LMB3 NPCs. Cool.
So the idea was basically that we wanted people to get more medkits and more consumable, but mostly medkits. So we've added more consumable drops as guaranteed on specific NPCs. So overall, you're going to get more consumable drops in Legendary, so a bit more medkits, a few more grenades, and these kind of things to help you out.
Perfect. All right. Even though people haven't been playing much of the Dark Zone on the PTS because they've been in the last stand, the contamination events have received some changes.
Yeah.
There'll be additional veteran flamers and rushes in all of the events, all of the contamination events, and also the contamination drain, which is kind of similar to the sickness mod that you get in Underground.
Yeah.
Reduces player health by, has the amount that the contamination drains player's health has been reduced by 2/3.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's good.
Yeah.
Loot and vendors.
Just one thing, I've seen a question, somebody asking, the skill changes, do they apply only in last stand or everywhere? No, they apply everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's not just last stand, it's in the whole game.
Great. Bugs. Oh, I like this one. Fixed a bug where the action completed pop-up would trigger with each NPC kill. I'm going to miss you. You play action completed. Rip you. Fixed a bug in last stand where gameplay VO was being deferred and playing long after gameplay actions had been completed. That's fixed. Great. Last stand where players would sometimes remain invulnerable to damage with their weapons holstered throughout the match. Good that that's fixed. There's some NPC AI tweaks, improvements. Oh, yes. Yes, I didn't know about this one, but I'm very, very happy. Fixed a bug where Tactician's authority, where the buff would be consumed when another group member uses a skill.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. All right. Maybe you should read the last one because you know what it's going to say. Is it important?
It's kind of important. So there were some delta errors and everything with last stand. We fixed that, not with this maintenance. We fixed that with the previous maintenance on the PTS. But basically, we have a fix that's coming, but it's not ready for this PTS. So what we did is we had to deactivate the, how's that called again? The join on the fly functionality in last stand. So that is deactivated. And so what that means is that that's actually since the last maintenance already. So you would have noticed it, but the idea is basically it's been deactivated for now until we can get a proper fix for the delta errors, because this was what was causing the delta errors.
Great.
All right. So basically we have, I put something in bold here, so there must be a reason. To help us to get the most valuable data out of the last stand PTS, we ask all players to stay in their match until it concludes and leave during the between match summary matchmaking screen.
Perfect.
Don't leave the match during the game.
Cool. What else? So a couple of things that I've seen pop up in chat before we head off. We have a couple of other things before we head off anyway. Everyone's, what's happening to SMGs, that sort of thing. Totally hear you in terms of balancing and these sorts of things. We're definitely looking at what's happening on the PTS.
Yeah.
So duly noted that people are talking about SMGs a lot. We hear you. So again, PTS is still going. And keep giving us feedback. That's what we need. Not just on SMGs, but on everything. You guys are going to be playing PTS 3 very soon. I guess in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it should open very soon now.
Looking at like the bottom of the screen to try and read the time, but it's about 20 minutes away.
Yes.
Which is going to be very, very good. The best place for people to give feedback and suggestions are forums.
Yeah, the PTS forums.
We've been on there and we'll be on there a lot more. So. Join us for conversation on the forums.
Yes.
There's some really good things happening over there.
Yeah. Again, with all these patch notes, since obviously that must have been very confusing to just listen to us reading them and keeping everything in mind. Go on the forums. They're on the forums. So the very same than the ones we read there.
I never actually thought that we'd ever do we get to the point where we just do streams and we read stuff and people stay. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. Obviously, there's a lot, not just now, but there will be many, many changes still coming.
Yeah.
To the PTS.
And I see some people that are. I've seen while we were reading the patch notes, some people reacting like, "Oh my God, PvE is dead with this patch or whatever," and no, you just killed this weapon or you just killed this skill or whatever. It's still PTS, okay? It's still PTS. We are trying changes. We are tweaking things.
Yes.
Don't take any of these changes for like 100%. This is going to be 1.6.
No, exactly.
There's probably still going to be changes until this update comes out.
We'll have another step in the direction with PTS 3, but again, it's by no means done until it's done.
Yeah. So do give us feedback. I'm not saying don't give us feedback. Do give us feedback, but try it if you can. If you're one of the PC players and like you have access, try it if you can. Give us feedback based on your experience, not based on numbers you read in patch notes. Try it in the game. Tell us how it feels.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, it behooves you to try it before forming your final opinion, e.g. the historian change. 500% of your firearms sounds like a lot, but it's actually, compared to your skill power. Anyway.
And again, we'll see.
Think about it. Okay. Can we, the
Did
bunny
you read
outfit?
something?
I saw the bunny outfit thing. Can we say?
No, the bunny outfit is not a thing, guys.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. It will never be a thing.
No.
Do not worry about it. No bunny outfit. Sorry for like bunny files out there, but not going to happen.
No.
Anyway, there you go. Anything else before we go? Well, actually, no. We're not done yet. Splinter Shields. Are you still in chat? If you are, I'm very, very impressed with you, friend, and it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
But the Hunter cosplay that Matt Shields put together is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It is.
Other cosplayers that want to step to Matt, do so, but I'm impressed. Like that is crazy.
This is just completely crazy.
I've been following the progress for a while, but a Splinter Shield, if you're still in chat,
Is Matt in chat?
he was here earlier. I saw him earlier. He may have gone because we read too much, but
Yes.
if you're here, dude, incredible stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I was at PAX. I know Naked Cowboy was there.
Yeah. He was.
There with him. Yeah, amazing. I agree. That's crazy. Anyway, very, very cool. So if anyone else is out there getting into cosplay, that's your barometer. But if I know Matt, and I know that if you are thinking of putting together a Division cosplay, he and the rest of the cosplay community, Dave from Aussie, Varia, and we have many, many cosplayers.
Yeah.
Keelan, who made that contamination bag. There's a bunch of awesome Division cosplayers. We should probably get a cosplay together at some point. Like ourselves, so when we go to like E3 or something. We should do State of the Game in cosplay.
All right.
I'll be Fei Lao. What? Why can't I be Fei Lao? It's basically just an eye patch.
Can I be Joe Farrow?
Yes.
Yay.
All right. All right, Chad. You have to start. You have to petition for what cosplays we should do. Right.
Are you waiting for suggestions now?
Yeah. And people will come up with really good ones.
I'm sure.
Hamish equals Fei Lao. I'm in. See? Rack knows what's
up.
All
right. So yeah. No. Apparently. Yeah.
I got it.
Apparently, people support the idea of Hamish as Fei Lao.
Why can't I do it?
Sounds good.
Fei Lao.
Alex. Lao. Yes, I want to cosplay as Alex.
Okay. Fine. All right. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Can I do that?
The Crying Lady.
The Bullet King.
Solid.
Bullet King is also pretty good.
So many good ones.
Yannick cosplays Hamish and Hamish cosplays Yannick.
But I'd have to grow a beard. It's easy for him because he just shaves
Yeah,
and grows his hair for like 3 years.
Hair.
All right, cool. All right, maybe we'll do it. What was I gonna say? So today is Thursday. Tomorrow, I'll jump on the stream in the morning, and I really want if you guys are around, come and hang out and talk about PTS3. You guys will have some hours to play it, and that will be awesome. And then tomorrow night, Matt's going to be streaming, so stick around for that as well.
Yep.
What else before we go? I mean, there's something that I want to end with that was one of the coolest, one of the coolest community things that I've seen, and we want to do more and more of this on State of the Game. You can consider State of the Game done for today. We don't have any more news. Yannick's read everything in the world ever, so we're done. But Bry Guy, who's repping Upper Echelon, he is in chat. Oh, Matt is here.
Matt is here?
Yes, and he will help us with cosplay.
Yes.
And everyone else, not just us. But Bry Guy, who's still in chat, hopefully, put together a really, really cool fan film. And State of the Game is done, but if you haven't seen it yet, just stick around. It's 6 minutes long. Chill, chat, and take a look. We'll see you guys tomorrow and next week for State of the Game. It's always at this time, unless something happens, but it will be this time.
Yes.
All right.
All right,
See you later.
guys.
Enjoy
the
Disavowed by Bry Guy.
We all have to live with the choices we make. My downfall was trusting Aaron Keener. I am former division agent Jonathan Anders, and this is my final recording. When we were activated, it was about hope, about saving what remains. Now it seems like every asshole with a gun is trying to kill you. Surprisingly, there's a lot of us out here. Some helping, some fighting. While some would seek to fuel the chaos, others are just trying to survive.
Hey! No one has to die here today. I just came for a med kit and I'll be out of your way. Look, man, it's cool. Alright? Just take it easy.
But even the survivors are starting to lose their edge. And so am I.
All for a fucking med kit.
Now don't get me wrong, I believe in what Keener's doing. But this stopped being about New York a long time ago, and we've shed way too much blood to get here. I don't know how much more I want to be a part of.
Keener's turning first-wave agents against the very people they're here to protect. Your words, I believe.
Why don't you relieve yourself of that sidearm for me? I liberated you from a system that would have otherwise left you for dead, as they've done before. In the Dark Zone. Here. And soon all across New York. But now I can see you no longer have the resolve to see this through.
That's Rich Keener. He made us believe all this bullshit about how this was to save New York. This was all about power.
I gave you an opportunity to work with me. And you go and throw it all away. First wave agents. Full of surprises.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I really dislike the hunt.
Keener, this city's been through enough already. It doesn't need you tearing apart what's left of it.
Everything I've done has been for this city. We had an opportunity to change the system, to ensure everyone has their place in the world.
In your world, Keener, not theirs.
If that's what it takes.
We all have to live with the choices we make. If you see this recording, I'm already dead. Find Fei Lao. She's the only one you can trust right now.